here, nearly over, but we still got tonight. I was reading the internet there the other day. I was on page 7 and seen this article. It said, do you know that women sometimes get the same feelings from eating chocolate as they do when they're having sex? No, obviously not. No one here agrees. I don't know. I think women and men treat eating chocolate like having sex, you know? Women flirt with chocolate. Carefully open the wrapper, break off just one piece, eat it very slowly. They get about halfway down in the bar of chocolate, and then they wrap it back up again. Put it out into the fridge. The bar of chocolate's been left out in the cold. It's wondering, is she not hungry? Does she not want me? The woman's feeling a little guilty because she's on a diet. But deep down, she really wants to go in and finish off that bar of chocolate. There's something that won't let her. It's her Irish Catholic upbringing. Man buys chocolate, opens chocolate, eats chocolate. He lights up a cigarette. No thoughts of guilt. The only thing he's thinking about is the next bar of chocolate. Because you see, in his Irish Catholic upbringing, sex was always rewarded with a bar of chocolate. I recently lost 2.5 stone on the organic diet. It's so expensive, I can't afford to eat every day. I went gluten-free for a month before that. It was tough at the start, you know. No bread, no sausages, no beer. There's breakfast gone straight away. It's really popular now, gluten-free, isn't it? You see it everywhere, lots of people are trying it out. Even the Catholic Church has decided to change the recipe in the communion wafer. They'll probably have to alter the sermon now as well. He brought the gluten-free bread, gave it to the celiacs and said, eat this, there's no wheat in it. I went for a nice walk in the park today, the retail park, and buzzed into Lidl. I love Lidl. What did we do in Ireland before Lidl? We used to have to buy stuff before we could take them out of the box and have a look at them. Not in Lidl. You can do whatever you want in there. If you see something you like in Lidl, I don't know, a solar-powered lawnmower, an electric screwdriver that doubles as an electric toothbrush, maybe a box of spring rolls. You know, you can open it up, take it out of the box, have a look at it. If you don't like it, just leave it there. If you do like it, just leave it there. Grab another one. That's what I do when I go into Lidl. They're really taking impulse buying to the next level in there as well, haven't they? I went in there last year with my mate to get a crate of beer. We walked out a little a half an hour later with a crate of beer and a boat. Little yellow inflatable rubber dinghy, had a picture on the front of the box. It was like 2 adults and 1 child. That was the capacity of the boat. It's like, yeah, 2 adults in a cooler box. I'm a bit ashamed, but I've never taken that boat out on water. Even the day we got it, we just inflated it in the sitting room, sat in it, drinking cans, watching TV. My favourite thing about Lidl, I think, has to be when you're standing in the queue underneath the conveyor belt. I'd be standing there and I'm like, shit, I fucking forgot to bring a bag with me. And I have a drawer at home with about 40 bags and it won't even close. They're going down the back of the press and everything. Oh, for fuck's sake, I'm not paying for another bag. Just grab one with one hand, scrunch it up into a ball. Giving the illusion that I brought it with me. In a move I like to call the little club card. What the fuck's going on over there? Yeah, TK Maxx, that's another mad shop, isn't it? Do you remember when they first came to Ireland? Like a hurricane hit the store. There's stuff everywhere. You can do whatever you want at TK Maxx, though, can't you? It's like being a little kid again in the store. Just looking around stuff. Stuff falls on the ground. Other shops, you might feel compelled to pick them clothes up. Not at TK Maxx. When I'm trying on clothes at TK Maxx, if they don't fit me, just drop them on the floor. I did it one time with a manager at a shop. She was staring at me. She didn't even open her mouth. And I was working there at the time. You can probably tell from my accent I'm unemployed. I'm actually from Drogheda. I think one of the best things about being from Drogheda is probably heading home to Galway for the weekend. Go over there, a few pints. It's okay, stop right now. Make a fool out of myself in Galway, you know what? The bollocks. I end up at the end of the night, I'll be on the streets in Galway city centre, just shouting abuse at people as they walk across the road. And I'll do it because they always turn around to their friends and go, fucking dubs. I can be quite aggressive on the road, suffer from road rage, now I don't drive. But I do cross the road very aggressively. I think you have to be very aggressive to get across the road in the city, or you'll just be standing there for ages, waiting for the little green man. That means obviously you can walk across the road, and then you have the little orange man. That means you can march across the road. And then you have the little red man, and that means you can leg it. Just before the cars take off. I like to cycle though. I cycle around the city. Any cyclists in? No, I'm down. I like cycling around Dublin, but I kind of get a buzz out of it, you know, it's kind of exhilarating. But I don't find it as dangerous as when I go back home to Drogheda and cycle around Drogheda. Now it's probably because when I cycle around Dublin, I have a helmet on and a high-vis jacket and lights on my bike. And then when I go back home to Drogheda, I put that stuff in a bag in case anyone I know sees me. I go around looking like a fool, do I? I was cycling down along the road a few months ago in Dublin, and there was two Dublin rhymes with bangers coming towards me. And just as I was cycling past them, I had the high vis and helmet and all that shit on, and one of the lads turns around to his mate and he just goes, "Safety." That was it, just one word. Not even an attempt at a witty remark, you know? Even Mr. Safety would have been a classic put down. I really wanted to turn around and shout something at the two lads, but I didn't want to take my eyes off the road because it's not a very safe thing to do. You're travelling down a one-way street in the wrong direction. I even broke a red light on the way into town just to prove them two lads wrong. With a hammer. They say women like compliments when you change your hair, ladies. There's one man nodding here. Because I don't think men do. Men, do you like compliments when you change? Sorry. You do have hair. You do. Do you like compliments when you change your hair? I'm talking to him. No? You're not going to talk to me? Strong silent type. That's what it says in the profile, isn't it? No, well look, I recently changed my hairstyle, and I would have been delighted if my mates hadn't noticed. But they did, and now they're always taking the piss out of me every time they see me. It's stupid stuff, you know, it's like a nice haircut, did you get that done in the hairdressers? Oh, nice haircut, did your boyfriend pay for that? You know? Because now that I've decided to comb my hair over to the side, I've always decided to drink in the George. with George, listening to Boy George. Kind of plays in my mind though, you know, every time I'm going for a pint, went into the toilets and the boys are shouting at me. Thanks for the effect there. The lads are shouting at me, you going in there to write your phone number on the wall of the jacks? It's like, no, I'm just going to go for a fucking piss. It's like, then went for a piss, was washing my hands, I looked at myself in the mirror and I just thought to myself, maybe I am gay. You know, it's not like I fancy men or anything like that, it's other stuff. Like, last week I was walking down the road, this girl was walking in front of me, she had a great ass, I was checking out her ass. Then I just thought to myself, that bag doesn't go with them boots. Then during the week I was watching football on TV, it was like pre-season, got a bit bored, you know, picked up my flatmate's copy of Cosmopolitan, started flicking through it, seeing the quiz, do you know what a guy's into? Turns out I do. 10 out of 10. And then last night I was soaking in an oatmeal and lavender bath. Did a glass of Prosecco. Listening to the best of Celine Dion. A few candles. Started to get a bit freaked out, you know, I took the organic cucumbers off my eyes. I jumped up out of the bath. I ended up in the shop then, right beside where I live. To counteract the gayness, I wanted to buy the most manly things I could find in that little corner shop. I walked out of that shop a few minutes later with a copy of Nuts magazine and a box of man-sized tissues. I brought them home and I made a pair of tits out of paper mache. Just didn't know what else to do with them. I used to work in a bar back in Dublin, in a nightclub, and I was working one night and this guy comes up to the counter to me and he says, can I have a can of Kelly's? And you probably think Kelly's is one of these new craft beers or something like that. No, Kelly's Lager was the budget version of Harp Lager. And if you haven't heard of Harp Lager, that's the budget version of Lager. Kelly's is like McDonald's feeling the Eurosaver menu is too expensive. Bringing out the leftovers menu. Kelly's would be the kind of can you would leave hanging around at parties, unattended, open. Someone dropped a cigarette bone in it to improve the taste. So, as you can imagine, we didn't even sell cans behind the bar. You know, I threw this guy a really strange look and I was like, we don't sell cans behind the bar. Even opened his mouth, just like this guy here, just pointed, turned around. 2 cans of Kelly's sitting on the shelf behind me. I was like, well, fair enough, if you want to buy one, I'll sell it to you. Sold it to him for £3. That's how long ago it was. Went up to the till, there was no cans of Kelly's, so I just put it in my pocket. Thought no more of it. About a half an hour later, bounces at the bar and he's like, did you sell cans behind the bar? I was like, no, what are you asking? He's like, we threw some guy out there about a half an hour ago for drinking a can in the nightclub. He's been out the front for the last half an hour saying he bought it behind the bar. I was like, he actually did. So then they brought him back in, 2 door staff, bar manager brought him up to the bar manager was like, Tom, get him whatever he wants on the house. Double vodka and Red Bull. No, he went for the other can of Kelly's. Fucking warm and all, the dirty bastard. I was standing at the Lewis stop on Abbey Street just before Christmas. I was waiting on a Lewis, so I wasn't just hanging around. This heroin junkie comes walking up to me, right, and he's like, hell, have you got €10 for heroin? I was impressed by his honesty, you know? Sick to the back teeth, junkies coming up to me in Dublin and asking me for €2 for a hostel. I stayed in some shitholes when I went travelling, but a €2 hostel? Damn man. So I gave this junkie €2, and then he went across the road and he walked into a €2 shop. He comes out about a minute or two later with 5 cans of Lucozade in his 2 hands. Just walks out of the shop. I seen it, I couldn't believe it. I was like, "Hey!" He turned around, because I speak junkie. It's only one word, here. It means everything. He turns around, right, and I was like, "You were supposed to buy heroin with that money!" Soon as I started shouting in the middle of a busy street in Dublin, I realised what I was after saying, you know. I was getting some strange looks from the other people who were standing beside me at the Lewis stop, who I can only imagine must have thought me and the junkie were going splits on the heroin. Maybe they thought he had a moment of clarity on the way to get the drugs, or decided to give them up for good. Maybe Lucozade was his way of weaning them off. That just made my shouts sound like a selfish attempt to drag him back to the life of a junkie. I was a little bit embarrassed, don't want to admit it, kind of dropped the head. I could see people's feet just slowly backing away from me. I always tried to make the best of a bad situation, as my granny told me. It's like, have you got €10 for heroin? I got €6 off 3 people. After lunch, that's all I've got time for. Thanks very much.